Hey everybody, this is Eddie, and before we get started with episode 118 of Talkin' Shit with Jim and Eddie, with our guest Mo Mandel, I want to tell you thank you. Thank you for everyone that's donated to the show. You are the force that has made us fucking something to be fucking reckoned with. I don't know. You know, our show does well. If you look on iTunes, we're not in the top 10, but we do well. We should be in the top 10, but iTunes ranks it in a fucked up way. We do really, really well. We got a lot of fans. You guys have been amazing. The donations really, truly are what fuels the show. I mean, the money that we get is a little bit of money, but it keeps it going. It pays for our bandwidth. It pays for our website. We have a brand new website coming that the donations paid for. It's not like we're all fucking pocketing money. Nobody's making money here. And it's a labor of love for all of us. Someday, maybe, we're all going to get fucking rich off this. And we would like it, and then we'll turn on all of you. But for right now, we're with you. We're a team. We're shitheads together. So I just want to mention a couple other things before we start the show. We are going to be in Las Vegas. We haven't set the date permanently yet, and tickets haven't gone on sale. But we're going to be doing a live podcast around June 14th is the date. So it hasn't been released yet, but it will be. And once we have our new website up, you'll be able to buy tickets to come to that show. And I can tell you, this show in Las Vegas is going to be probably one of the funniest things in the world, just because Jason in Vegas. That's all I got to say. Also, the Mongs there. The other thing is, if you haven't been supporting the other shows, you should. The Mongcast, I listen to it every week. It's fucking funny. They do a really good job. They also talk about the shit that goes on behind the show, which is also sometimes the funniest shit, and that Jim and I won't talk about it, but they will. So listen to the Mongcast. It's easy to find. Mongcast. That's all it is. Go to iTunes, Mongcast. We got another show on the Talkin' Shit Network called the Brian McCarthy Interview Show. It might be under National Lampoon's Brian McCarthy Interview Show. If you like Brian from our show, he's the guy that eats out transvestites and stuff. He's got his own show where he interviews celebrities, and they're not really celebrities, but they are in his world. But anyways, he's funny. So go and listen to that show. And the other one, I doubt, probably a small percentage of you, very small, like CrossFit, but Kenny Kane, me, and Arm & Hammer do a show called Wadcast, which is about CrossFit. It's a funny show, though. We have great guests on, and if you want to listen, but it's called the Wadcast. Now, anything else, you need to go to our YouTube page and see our new videos. Chris, the Mute, has put up some really good videos, and if you want to email us, it's jimandeddy@yahoo.com. We also have a Facebook page. You got to like, and last but not least, let's mention our plugs, which are Jim is going to be at the Canyon Club in Agora Hills April 6th. April 7th, we're both going to be at Kevin and Bean's April Foolishness at the Gibson Amphitheater. It's sold out, but I'm sure you can go scalp tickets. April 12th to 14th, Jim will be in Australia, and I will be April 12th to 15th at the Cincinnati Funny Bone. That's the Cincinnati Funny Bone. April 18th, I'm doing a big show, 2 shows at the Los Angeles Improv. That's on Melrose. I will be doing 2 shows. I'm headlining. Come see me at the LA Improv. And then in May, I'm in Vegas too. So, but I don't want to sell that because, well, you know, you guys can come see me at the live show. That is it. And our guest, Mo Mandel, enjoy him. I do want to read Mo's bio, though, because we don't know how long Mo can stay. But his bio came from Farside, and Farside's very proud of it. Here's what he said. Tonight's guest is Mo Mandel, and goddamn is he charming. His chiseled features have been on Comedy Central and a new sitcom called Free Agents. If you squint real hard at an episode of Modern Family, you'll be able to see him. But I don't know what episode. Just watch the entire series. It's a good enough show. And if you see Mo, then good on you. He's got a Comedy Central half hour, and if you watch it, you could form an opinion on his comedy. Or you could just spend the next hour doing what you were already planning on doing and listening to this episode. If you like him, check it out. Where he's coming to your town near you. This is the worst bio you've ever written. Yeah. It's fucking horrendous. Let's just start the fucking show.
2 douchebags on a couch. One's an asshole, one's a grouch. And relentless, all their mouths. Jim and Eddie. Talk shit. Jim and Eddie. Talk shit.
All right, we'll start the show with you, and then we'll say you have to
start
leave.
the show with me talking to my girlfriend who's out front right now. Are you, baby, here?
Yeah, that's how I want the show starting.
All right, I'm coming out.
That was Mo Mandel, our guest, everyone.
It's been great to be here. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me in your apartment for an hour while you did your other podcast. That was fun. There's really nothing better than when you get off a flight than to watch a live podcast. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Mo.
My Twitter better go out from this.
Yeah, who's that guy?
Oh, really?
Well, I just got him myself. So.
I don't care. I'm losing it. I'm going to let Jason run the show now because Jason thinks that I don't do a good job with the show. So I'm going to let Jason produce the show from now on.
Can we talk about your mum's
You don't
cancer
believe
on
that.
the air?
Yeah,
do.
you can talk about that.
I don't want to talk about that.
I do.
You want to know about it?
Do you want to talk about it on the show or not?
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
Maybe people...
I do want to know about it.
All right.
I do.
Okay.
I want to know about it
Only
too.
if it's terminal.
You know, when he told me today, I had two thoughts. I felt really bad because I was coming
I
down.
do feel bad. Of course
Oh, wait.
I feel bad.
I came up on him at the patch. I was coming back from surfing, and I was hiding behind him. And all of a sudden, he catches that I'm behind him, and he looks at me, and he goes, "I just got really bad news. No. Like, don't fuck with me. I got really bad news." And I go, "What's the news, Jason?" And I'm thinking it's going to be something that I'm going to go, "Oh, shut up." And he goes, "My mom has cancer." And I went,
So how bad is it? Is it
It's a tumor the size of about the diameter of a quarter
right?
in her colon. And they're doing a biopsy and a CT scan tomorrow to see if it's in the lymph system. Because if it's in the lymph system, then it can metastase and go all over the body. So that determines whether or not they're going to do chemo as well as surgery.
Right. So they don't know how bad it is. Just
yeah, they don't know how bad it is yet. So I'm not overreacting yet.
it could not. Are they sure it's like malignant right now?
They're pretty sure that it's malignant because it's, the way that they discovered it. It was blood.
Who would have ever thought that she would have two pains in the ass?
Jimbo.
All I kept thinking about was I feel really bad for him, and I was like, I wonder how much Jim's gonna make fun of
I'm
this.
compassionate about things like this. I'm just making jokes.
Yeah, it's good though. My family's a laughing family, so
Because I've got.
I made fun of her too.
I
today,
do a
actually.
joke about that. How breast cancer gets donated so much money, but colon cancer kills more people, but gets like a third of the amount of money as breast cancer. Because no one wants to wear a brown ribbon with red spots on it.
It's funny. That's a good joke.
I write a good
But
joke. every now and
I
again.
feel for you, and I thought, we've been beating on you a lot lately, and I was like, we can't beat on him because that would be the snapping point with him. So, I mean, he almost stabbed us last week, and so I can only imagine what would happen.
This,
I'm okay.
not me. No, I don't want to be. I'm driving.
I
I got a photo shoot in 2 days. I don't want to look bloated.
2 days from now, a beer's gonna do that.
No, but I just know if I don't drink beer and the day after I drink, I'm always a bit, I had too much salt or whatever.
I didn't drink the whole month of March, and I lost weight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You did a lot of drugs,
well,
probably more
just
than ever.
mushrooms and weed.
Yeah, but you compensated for the lack of alcohol with more drugs.
No,
but
it's-
you don't gain weight off drugs.
yeah, you don't gain weight off weed unless you get the munchies and to eat. But if you're broke, that's fixed.
Can we talk about your secret meetings behind my back?
No,
Why not?
I'm not at liberty to discuss them.
Why Devlin won't let you?
We got a surprise. We got some cool shit. We don't want to talk about it.
All right.
It's gonna be fun.
They're very into their podcast.
I'd like to hear more about it. What's happening?
Jason's
Matt and I went down to
planning a coup.
San Juan Capistrano.
He thinks our podcast is falling apart, and the Devlin Hour is going to pick up where we fall
The
off.
Devlin Hour is a good name for a show.
It is a good name.
You got to give credit where credit's due.
But it's called the Devlin Hour, and it's only a half hour.
Yeah,
So it should be called the Devlin Half Hour.
No, it's the Devlin Hour because it's phonetically similar to the time, but it's really my name.
But you bought the DevlinHour.com, right?
Yeah.
I bought the DevlinHalfHour.com.
And it's called the Devlin Hour, a 30-minute perspective.
Yeah. So everybody that wants to hear the Devlin Hour, it's on the DevlinHalfHour.com.
We'll give it a plug right now. Tell us about what happens on the hour.
Well, just variety. I don't want to talk about it yet.
Why not?
After the 17th.
Why after the 17th?
Because then we'll have a better idea of what we're doing, and
Farside created a preview.
Yeah.
For the Devlin Hour. That once he gets here, I think we should play it for you, or we can play it for you now. But
We can play it now.
What is Farsight involved with the Devlin
Okay,
Hour?
this is from the night
Jason talked about it on the Moncast.
when I crashed the Moncast.
And so we've taken some of the tidbits of information that Jason gave us on that show and created a preview of the
Okay, before you do
Devlin
that, can I mention what happened with our guest? Mo Mandel was supposed to be our guest tonight. Mo will be our guest again. Mo had to leave because he was only going to be able to be here for a half hour, and we started late. So goodbye, Mo. Sorry.
He was a nice guy.
Oh, he's a great guy.
You seem nice.
Handsome too.
Yeah, he's. Would you do him?
If I was gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Comments like that would give a mum cancer.
Jesus. Because it comes from worry, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, cancer comes from worry.
Like,
Does it?
Possibly.
Because I worry
Yeah.
a lot.
It's possible.
Disappointment is a big thing that always brings.
Well, isn't
cancer.
disappointment part of worry? It's in the same area of the field.
It's all in the bad column.
One of our fans wrote me a Twitter and said, "Follow me back because I need to DM you something." And I went, "No." I go, "Send it to jimandeddie@yahoo.com." And he goes, "I need to tell you, somebody's about to get served papers down at the Patch, and I need to tell you about it." And I thought he's just trying to get me to follow him, so I didn't follow him. But did you get served papers?
No.
Okay.
No, but it might have been someone else in the Patch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he was talking about
There's a lot
someone.
of people whose the Patch is their actual address.
About 120 people.
I thought your podcast was going to be called Tales from the Patch.
That's a good name. You should call it that.
Well, I just like the Devlin Hour. It just sounds powerful.
Devlin half hour.
I don't know. You're putting his name first. I never would
Yeah.
let Eddie put his name
Yeah,
first
did you
in
see?
this. You see,
He bullied me then.
It was
and
a
that-
power battle that we had.
And then what happens a lot of times in things, it gets cut off, so it just says talking shit with Jim Jeff.
yeah, on the things it says things.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you mean the
Yeah. So it's just going to say
you
Devlin.
should try to fight for the hour Devlin.
The Hour of Devlin.
Can you play that? What are you guys doing?
A lot of our fans are complaining that we spend too much time with you, that Jim and I should focus on our guests.
Okay.
But we don't have a guest, so we're going to focus on you.
Oh, I don't. I look. The thing is, how many people listen to this show now? Like, what do we get? Like 30,000 people an episode?
No, about 100,000 a week.
100,000 a week. All right, so 50,000 episode. Right?
Yeah.
So 100,000 people listen, and you always focus on like 2 people who are cranky.
Yeah.
And you go, a lot of our fans, less than 0.0% or something of our fans have been upset about this. I don't.
No, I think we get that a lot, where they say we focus on
I'm sure if
Jason too much.
we held an actual graph, and I do want to say thank you to all the people. There was not many ice creams came out. There was a couple. The lychee ice cream, that one
The
came
ice
out.
creams were
Looked
really good.
The ice cream looked good. No more boobs or balls this weekend, because whenever there's something coming in, I do check the email.
Whenever you see an attachment.
Yeah, I don't even check messages. If there's an attachment, I click. I go click. All right, I don't even read the
A
messages.
lot of people sent the Transformer bananas, which were funny.
Yeah,
we
I
talked
saw
about
that. I
how
saw
Jim's
that as
fears were Transformers and bananas. And so they were. The one was amazing. It was a picture of like a Transformer that turned into a banana, and I went, "Wow, that was really incredible." And the guy goes, "I just Googled it, like it already existed. Like somebody somewhere already had a banana Transformer."
Yeah, fucking hell.
There was one that I cut and pasted. I
knew this one. They go, this would be, that one's a good one. Is that meant to be a heart next to it? Okay, in case you don't know, someone superimposed a black cock, and Eddie's just about to suck it off, and it has my name written in whiteout.
but it has like a heart in front of it or something.
I think that's like how you type a heart type of thing. You go 3 plus the little thing. But it's that whole thing that because it's black. If it was a white man's cock, they would have done it in black pen. But a black man's cock, you got to white it out a little.
Yeah.
There's
no good white pen.
No. Who invented whiteout? Come on, quick quiz.
I have no idea.
One of the monkeys' mothers. Did.
Oh, I thought.
No, that's who.
The one
did
that
it.
died?
Was that what she did?
No, not David. Jones.
Who was it, Jason?
The one that used
No,
to wear
I
the
thought-
hat all the time. His mother was a secretary and evidently wasn't the best typist in the world. And he's the one that never rejoined the monkeys in the reunion because he had all the liquid money.
Can I talk about
Liquid
Vegas?
paper money.
Can I talk about Vegas? So we're doing a live show in Vegas. What's
the date again?
It's June 14th. We are going to be at the Paris Casino, I believe it is. Is it Paris? Paris Hotel?
Where am I? Are we sure I'm not working that
Yeah,
day? I
yeah.
feel like I work all the time. I don't see how I'd have a day off.
I have a feeling you do, and
that's not during like the Just for Laughs comedy festival. That's
I
not
don't
on then?
know, but let's just get everybody excited, and then we'll cancel again like we did last time.
All right.
So we're not going to put the tickets for sale yet, but just get ready. Start buying your plane tickets. Buy your plane tickets, and then we cancel. We don't know, but we're going to have all the fucking mongs there. Here's the best in the deal.
What-
We're going to be playing Court McCowan's club in it's the Playboy Club in Vegas. And the best part about it is in the deal, he said he gave us our offer, the money, everything, and then he said, and you get 3 hotel rooms, one for you, one for Jim, and one for the rest.
I'll be the only one that's comfortable because I'm used to it.
Yeah, I'm going to bring my girlfriend along so no one can share with me. I won't have the
and
space.
I'll have my girlfriend with me,
Yeah,
so
There's not going to be a couch in your room?
not for you.
Some of those rooms have couches.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be giving us suites.
I make money, so I'll just buy a hotel room.
yeah, Ray said Machete. I think
I know a guy, actually.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hear there's going to be another room opening up at your parents' place.
Wow.
If he gets a knife this time, I'm fucking out the door.
Yeah.
I'm only.
Jason,
If I knew he was really, I know he doesn't
I'll
mind
give you
these type
hugs.
of jokes, so he's all right.
But we did talk about how much money we're going to give you in Vegas. And I said, let's give Jason money and we'll see how he goes. And Jim said, no, he should have to go through Vegas like he goes through everywhere else without money.
I don't think you should be given money when you're in Vegas. No one's ever given me money in Vegas. I've been broke. I've been poor most of my life. I've been broke.
Yeah, but you give
I've
children
only
money.
recently had gotten money.
Yeah, but you give children money.
Yeah, not 40-year-old children.
Can you make it through Vegas without money?
Sure.
All right.
I don't really like the machines anyways.
If your mum's like in remission, you don't get any money, but she's really bad, I'll slip you $50.
Oh, thanks.
So, that's life, yin and yang,
If you sit at a poker table, you can just get drinks for free, but you have to have a certain amount of money to bet. But you just need the blinds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we could calculate out.
You sit on a penny machine and just play one line, like a cent machine, just play one line. They'll serve you drinks there as well as long as you're gambling. So you just play 1 cent after the whole lot. For about $2, you can get fucking fucked up, man.
But strippers don't take pennies. So
If you win, does it come back in pennies?
No, you'll get the little receipt that goes.
Oh, that's right. They stopped giving you back the big pile.
Did you hate that? You feel like then the government
It was
knows?
exciting when it was like, blah, 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 you know.
Yeah, I'd never liked that because then you had to scoop them all up. I did that in Australia recently. They still give you the coins, and no, I'm not into that.
All right, you guys want to hear this?
yeah, I do want to hear
yeah,
it
here's
badly.
This is the preview for the Devlin Hour.
In
There-
a world where the most interesting people aren't famous, there is one man who can and will find out what makes them tick.
There's 250,000 tourists on that patch of land every weekend.
What makes them cry.
There is no fame anymore anyways. It's an internet world, bro.
What makes them homeless.
No, there's gonna be a few fucking cool things that we're gonna do.
So many cool things are going to happen.
Are you gonna have dry eyes?
So much dried ice. There will be sweet guests, like a guy from Dispatch, a fish tribute band.
They were with the Deadheads following, the fish heads. And then after them, they broke up.
You might have heard of them. So get ready for a well-produced, awesome show from a man who knows Venice.
I know the neighborhood. I'm gonna bring you people that are gonna some of them are gonna scare you.
They will scare.
I'm gonna present some very interesting guests.
Straight from Jason's dome, a 30-minute perspective. Starring Matt Devlin and Jason Hour. Matt gets top billing since it sounds better. The Devlin Hour. Coming soon to an iTunes near you or wherever podcasts are found.
He's a funny boy, Fuss. Like
I love that kid.
The fact that he just You really haven't said anything about this podcast, and the things that you have said about it are just fucking mean nothing. Just I know people, and people like I know people, and people would talk to me, and if they talk to me, then they'd have things to say.
My favorite thing is that it used to be him and MS Guy, but then MS Guy got the boot.
Yeah, he
No,
dumped him.
MS Guy's still involved.
No,
Okay,
but you dumped him.
No, he's a creative.
He was never getting billing.
Well, he can't. He doesn't have the energy to actually do a show and stay through it.
Why
was
does
here last
Devlin
show.
get top billing?
Because it sounds better. The Devlin.
That's the only
Hour.
reason.
Yeah,
It's all about his name.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who's. it doesn't-
MSG is a good name for a show.
Yeah.
That's a real good name.
And MSG's an interesting guy. I had a very good conversation.
I
with
like
him yesterday.
MSG.
You want him back?
Well,
In
well,
the
I
house?
never owned him to begin with.
No, I mean back over sometime.
No, I'd rather not.
He had a lot of fun.
He did.
I just feel that you're
The steps
surrounded
were a lot.
by
I liked it when he
disease
almost
and-
when he had to fucking almost aspirated
What,
in the corner.
I just want to know what other diseases are in your life at the moment.
wait.
Well, my
You got-
mom's
you
got
got-
cancer.
You got cancer, MS. You know any AIDSy type people?
Not
I
real
was standing
ones.
outside. I was standing outside MSG's apartment the other day when Jason was having a cookout there, and all of a sudden MSG comes out with a like an ice pack tied to his forehead, and I
Sure.
go, "Oh, that's nice." He goes, "Jason wanted you to see this." And I go, "What?" He goes, "Jason said you needed to see this." And I go, "What is it?" And he goes, "It's my headband." And I go, "Why do I need to see it?" He goes, "Jason said you'd think it was funny." And I go, I don't know why it's funny. He goes, I'm allergic to the sun, so I need to be cooled down.
He has to wear an ice pack on his head
So why did you think
Right,
I'd find that
why would you
funny?
find that funny?
because he looks kind of funny because it's got Japanese kanji on it. And he wears these fucking big sunglasses. He just looks wacky.
He can't sweat.
No, if he gets hot, it hurts him. It like actually fucks with his brain. So he has to cool his head off. He has to wear
But
like.
why couldn't you just fix that with chi?
I'm not a master, dude. To
You've-
go cold, that takes
I've-
forever.
I
Have
thought
you-
you made a girl.
To go, wait a minute, you missed that just then. I'm not a master. To go cold, that takes forever.
Yeah, there's guys that can produce cold like with their chi out of their
course.
hands instead of heat.
Do you believe Benny Hinn at all?
No,
Benny Hill, what do you think about him?
no, he was a master.
Of what?
Chi.
Comedy chi.
Sorry.
Anyway, I like Benny Hill, but it's off the point, right?
Yeah.
So have you performed chi on MSG?
No.
Why not? Why don't you try?
Because it's so hard to say very quickly.
MSG.
MSG
Chi.
chi. MSG chi. MSG chi. MSG chi. MSG
Talking in
chi.
tongues, ladies and gentlemen.
You just spoke in tongue. Did you see the video of Farside speaking in tongues?
No. Did he do it?
Yeah, I saw that actually. Yeah.
What did he say that?
I think it's on our Facebook page.
Yeah, you can see it on Facebook.
Oh,
Farside has
God.
been the greatest addition. Like he just all he does is fucking come up with, and he'll call me at 4 a.m. and he'll be like, "I have an idea." I'm like, "I have one too. Fucking let me sleep." He
Hey,
calls. He
okay.
calls all hours of the night. I don't think he sleeps, and he'll call me from Lids where he's selling hats, and he'll be like, "I got to go out to the garbage dumpster. I'm going to take out the garbage. I'll tell you my new idea." And then he walks out to the garbage, and then he comes back in, and I'll hear him like selling a hat, and he'll be like, and then we're gonna
While you're on the phone the whole time.
By the way, Jason, they're going to be wearing the tuxedos coming to Kevin and Bean.
Yeah,
April
I'm
Foolishness.
nervous about this.
Well, not just nervous.
We can
Let
get
me
a
tell you
coat.
something.
Because this will reflect on us badly.
Let me tell you about it.
Right,
Jason knew a body painter.
right.
$500 a body
Oh wow.
is what your body painter wanted.
Well, I just knew him. I didn't know how much it cost.
Yeah. So we
Yeah, but on chicks it's like $100.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got another one. You need to be shaved down completely though.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
The lead will do it.
Nah, I want her near me with
Where
a
is
blade.
where is the lead anyway?
Yeah. Where is Lily?
I didn't hear.
Ernie said she's not feeling well.
I think she's got a guy at the moment.
Yeah.
I have a feeling
Because
that
she's lost interest in the show.
Yeah, I feel she's fucking something.
What is that?
Nothing.
On the Devlin Hour page, you're fucking ready to go though. You've got every kind of social media.
I just want to check just quickly because the elite we assume is getting fucked. I just want to check in with the statistics on everyone else.
Oh, I'm still banking bagel 0.
Yeah,
I'm
you're.
not in this right
Yeah, you always have sex. Machete.
Oh, he's been banging hoes.
I heard a story about you the other day from someone. I can't remember who and I can't remember why. Someone said you were having sex with like teenagers or something. So like that was the gist of it. Like I'm not saying that's the exact thing. Like you were hanging out this as front of it. Like I'm being serious. Someone said it to me. I don't think it's someone in this room. It's someone that we know. So that you have sex with school kids or something.
Well, not school. Well, I'm in UCLA, whatever. I met some girls at the same
College
time.
girls.
You go
What's wrong with that?
fuck. No, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just I went to college or university or whatever, and just if a guy showed up on campus looking like you,
Right. Well,
that would be a rape guy.
I'm pretty charming when I want to be, It's
But you still look like you.
Yeah, I know.
No, but you know what? It doesn't matter. He has the confidence. Colin Quinn used to have a joke about, he goes, they say girls want money or looks or fame. They want confidence. Colin used to say, he goes, there'd be a guy standing in a pile of shit going, look at me. I'm in a pile of shit. Look at me. And the girls would be like, oh.
Lots of booze are involved as well. Like, don't get me wrong.
So you,
Oh, no,
I was just trying to say you have confidence. Now you're saying
no.
you
What?
fucking roofie them.
I think you're a charming guy as well, and you have connections to
Sure.
stuff that make girls happy in the short term.
maybe.
Making the short term happy stuff.
Happy.
But it's still I think women only like me because of my job and money, and I'm a very confident guy. So
No, you are, but you're not. Like if you, it's in some ways you're extremely confident, but in some ways you're incredibly insecure.
yeah, but not towards women. I'm not. In my life, in personal things, I told you I'm fairly insecure.
But with women, you're
women. I'm pretty confident with women. Yeah.
Yeah, but not. We've talked about this. Not when you get a woman that's like, remember that girl,
Which one?
the one that you met that came up to you at Caroline's, and she was like author.
She was the author lady. This lady, that was the best looking woman in the world.
She was beautiful. She was really smart. She was like a Harvard grad. She was extremely successful, and you just cowered around her.
I couldn't talk to her. Well, no, she was too good for me.
Yeah.
And most women that I fancy aren't too good for me. They're just good enough to work in the strip
Well,
club.
you do have a type,
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I mean,
and you target them.
yes, yeah, of course. Everyone has a type, But I mean, like when you meet that really classy girl, I can't talk to classy women.
Yeah, because I remember. Because
I'm great with tramps.
you showed me her, and you're like, she's this, she's this, she's this. I'm like, you're never gonna get her.
No, I think she was with a boyfriend or something at the time as well.
And I said, let me guess, he owns a hedge fund. He drives a Range Rover. He's also an Olympic athlete.
She thought I was funny in the same way that she would find her dog funny when it did a trick.
Yeah.
It was that level.
Isn't that cute?
But so you wouldn't have your confidence around her.
No, not around her. No.
Yeah.
No, but I look. I've had sex with successful women before. I dated a girl for 3 years who was a lawyer while I was in university, and she was 7 years older than me.
Oh, really?
And she was supporting me and everything. So that's a fair fucking whack of confidence right there.
Sugar mama.
Jason, you've had a couple girls around you lately, I've seen, and they're very young too.
It's weird. I don't relate to people my own age very well.
Who is that? Who is that bald old woman that was hanging out? Oh, I'm sorry. He hasn't got it yet. You will. It's hereditary.
Jason and I had it out this week, so I can't pick on him because I know he's at his.
Come on, that was a good joke.
He's at his point with me.
Yeah.
Jimbo's a dick.
I'm only joking. You know I love you.
No, you're funny. Dick.
Cancer is not funny, but
Hey,
laughter is.
Ray
the best
Roy,
medicine.
where are stickers?
They're on our way. They already got sent out.
Oh, so they're on their way here. We're going to have stickers for all the fans, and we want you. I'm not telling you to put them in places that you shouldn't put them, but we're going to be sending our fans stickers, and you can pick them up at the live shows and stuff like that. I'm just saying it might be funny if we see them in certain places. How do I say this? where
I'll
I
just
don't
be
get in
happy to
trouble?
see one anywhere, really. I don't think people are going to put them. Where are they going to put them? On their cars? Or I've never understood people who put stickers on their cars, actually. I don't get it. Well, like
Making a statement in
No, there's-
traffic.
when you do it, when I was a little kid, I liked it. I remember I'd read a funny bumper thinking, this guy says he hits his wife in a roundabout way. You know what I mean? But it's like, are you committing to one joke 24 hours a day?
That's like a T-shirt.
Yeah.
a T-shirt with a joke on. But the other one, the Mac sticker. When people put the Mac sticker on their car or something, you're gonna advertise for a company because you like their computer.
I think I saw this in Florida or something. I can't remember where, but this is the most outrageous bumper sticker I've seen, and it said this: "If I knew it would end up like this, I would have picked my own cotton." And I thought to myself, that guy's just rocking around like that all the time.
No
all the
fear.
time. You're parking it just in streets with no.
That's worse than the rebel flag.
Yeah, that is the most outrageous.
You know
thing.
why though? Because say you're a black guy and you see that bumper sticker, you say to yourself,
Well, see, what he's banking on is that they can't read.
yeah, but say you're a black guy and you see that sticker, in your head you're going, that guy is so fucked up that I'm not going to do anything to his car because that guy is the kind of guy that will put a bullet in me.
He's Lynchy McLynch.
Yeah.
He'll actually do something.
Yeah. I can't believe the people that still have rebel flags and they hang them and they have no problem. They fucking put them up at their house. They put them up at their car.
When I was in college, my young life leader, when I was like in the church.
Lynch someone?
No, he had a flag of a pineapple on his house, and one of my roommates went to
Really?
Ole Miss.
Why? Okay, why?
And
did
I
he have
swapped out his
Why did he have a
flag.
pineapple flag? What
Because
did it
it's the
stand
universal
for?
symbol for welcome.
Oh.
Pineapples are.
In Australia,
Everybody knows
in
that,
Australia, the derogatory term for islanders and people who like Samoan and Tongan and all that type of stuff, we call them coconuts. Which I always thought that's kind of a friendly racist term, isn't it? You wouldn't care if someone called you a coconut, would you?
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of racist terms that I'm like, you know what? Like, that doesn't, like, even being white, honky and cracker.
None of the white ones bother us.
No. But
Snowflake.
so why do, like, most of them, like, I did a gig this week in San Francisco, and in the contract, I didn't know it. We weren't allowed to say midget because.
What, do you sign contracts for these gigs?
Yeah, I guess so. There was.
How bad did the gig go last time you were there?
No, it was a big.
Oh, you were doing it was a big charity
It was
thing.
just like this
Okay.
radio
Sorry.
thing. And there were like 5 acts on the show, and one of them was Little Brittany, who was at the Little People of America convention. She's a little person that sings
Does Britney impersonation.
really well, really fucking well.
Yeah.
But they were like, I didn't read. Have you ever read a contract?
No.
Yeah, me
I'm
neither.
buying a house right now. I have no idea. I've signed my name up.
I've never read a contract
It's
in
this
my entire
fucking
life.
thick.
I've literally signed my name over 100 times for this house,
Yeah.
and next to the words like termite. All right, with this, all right.
Yeah, except for terms and agreements of iTunes, I've read that.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane, the paperwork buying a house. I actually bought a house once, you know.
Yeah, I know.
A log cabin?
Eddie, finish your story about the little bit.
Anyway, so it was in the contract that we couldn't say midget because of her. And I thought, that's kind of like, how dare she put that into the contract that no one else can mention what she is? Like I wasn't allowed to put anything about me. Like, or I don't want anyone to make any jokes about being an average white guy. I don't want, nobody to do a joke of it. Like the black people going, nah, nobody can make a black joke. Like the fact that she gets to say, hey, I'm on the show. You can't, it was just, you can't say the midget word.
Yeah, it was in the small print.
Actually, you know, it's funny. I ran into Nick at the townhouse.
Nick, the midget that's mad at me.
The one that plays on
The dwarf.
Boardwalk
don't
Empire.
Say midget.
He's mad at you?
I'm out of contract.
He's mad at you?
Gig's over.
Why is he mad at you? He was nice to me.
Because I was
Eddie
talking.
told him he wasn't funny once. Just to his face for no reason.
Because I was
We
talking.
don't need the rest of the story. How bad did it get?
I was talking about how midgets should drink pony bottles, and it'd be funny if they looked like and then they had these because they had these like quadruple sized beers. You know, when they have like 40 ounce. I had a fat tire, and I go, wouldn't it be funny if I was really a midget and this was just a. And somebody handed him one of them, and I didn't even know he was at the gig. And they go, walk on stage, and he goes, no. And so they told me it backstage, and I go, why didn't you do it? He goes, I didn't want to. I go, because you're not funny. And because it would have been really funny if he walked on stage with the big bottle, and he goes, no, I'm not doing it, because he's one of those like, I'm not exploiting my people. Meanwhile, every elf commercial. He's always fighting people, his midget wrestling. And
well, I said hi to him and shook his hand and asked him how he was doing. And
did your whole hand wrap around his
No,
meaty paw?
Yeah,
He's still
he has the same hand. I like that Life's Too Short. You watch that?
No.
HBO.
Oh, is that the family?
Ricky Gervais one.
Oh, no.
Wrote one with Warwick Davis, and it's pretty funny. But it's just Warwick Davis basically impersonating David Brent off The Office. But it's good. But if you haven't seen it, there's no use for us to talk about it.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
But it involves a lot of dwarfs.
We got a good Facebook message from a guy who got thrown in jail for listening to the podcast.
Oh, great.
No way.
Can we read it?
Yeah.
How the?
Can you blow it up big?
Can I read it until I can't read?
Yep.
All right. Got to thank the whole talk.
Wait. Can you read it and we count all your flaws?
Sure. Sure. It doesn't even have to be about what I'm reading, just in my life. Gotta thank the whole Talking Shit crew and Godfrey for a fucking mental weekend. With a little help from you, bunch of lunatics. There was no comma there. Should have just read that straight
So
there.
bing.
Actually, he spelled Luintix.
Right.
No,
It's L. He's got that. It's Luintix.
I don't think our fans are the smartest people.
Lunatics. Yeah, the guy got arrested. It's not like he's fucking... With the help from a bunch of you lunatics, I got arrested. Filled with cider and sambuca and free and finished off nuts deep in a hot by my stand. Okay, so he was fucking a girl.
Yeah, that wasn't your fault, Jim.
Yeah.
That was actually, he wrote that shitty.
Yeah. I was listening to the podcast on my phone in the supermarket on Saturday morning, and I was walking behind a couple that were having a proper argument. About what? I don't know or give a shit. Then Jason said, I made out with a black dude once, and the rest of you went on to do black people through history voices. Yeah, that's true. That was funny. Yeah,
Tom Segura had that really good one.
That was when we were doing Morgan
Tom
Freeman.
Tom Segura's is the funniest though with that.
Yeah, it did a lot of black exploitation voices. I like that.
What are you saying?
As I was cracking up laughing, the man turned around and said, in the best wigger voice ever, "Fuck so funny." Fuck so funny? Is that what?
Yeah, that's what he said.
So funny?
Fuck so funny. All I could say is, I'll start with your T-shirt. It said "Gangster for Life" on it. The old lady talking to the apples had more gangster qualities than this Muppet. He then swung the girliest punch I'd ever seen, and when it missed me, I shoved him straight into a big sack of bananas. Oh, that would be horrible. Just my luck that a fucking policeman came in and saw... Why was there a policeman there and not a security guy? This doesn't ring of truth to me. Anyway, a fucking policeman came in and saw him getting up from the floor and believed it was me that started it and arrested me for common assault. I spent about 6 hours sitting in a shitty cell in the local cop shop. When they released me, I went straight around the corner to a pub to watch the Island rugby match. I couldn't get my first pint of cider and shot of Zambuca down my neck quickly enough. Then the barmaid started talking to me. She was in the store buying lemons and saw the whole thing earlier and said that the cops took... Said
after the cops took
the cops took me away, the dickhead's girlfriend... Oh, you read the rest. I can't even see it now.
No, he moved it.
Oh, okay, the dickhead's girlfriend then slapped him and stormed off. She then just kept putting free drinks in front of me. Then I stayed for a lock-in with the staff and ended up the stairs having a very drunk shag with this wonderful barmaid. And to top off the best night I've ever had out in ages, her mate gave me a fucking big line of Coke before I staggered home. I've got to appear at the local magistrate court in 2 weeks, so I'll let you know how it goes.
Mark McCartney, good work. If that's true,
I think so. Mark is probably Scottish or Irish or something like that.
so it's true.
He's in British. He's using the word shag and Muppet. So this is from England, isn't it? At least from England, or at least Britain.
Yeah, he said cop shop. 6 hours. In America, if you get assault, you're fucking fucked for like at least 2 years.
All right.
You know?
This is my problem. I just don't know of any white guys in Britain who would wear a T-shirt that said "Gangster for Life."
I think it is gotten that. They've gotten that wigger level.
Well, you would. I've never been in Britain. You would probably know better than me.
Yeah, there's
Well, no,
definitely
there
that
is,
whole-
but they're normally half black. I don't never see many white guys do
No,
it.
they definitely have that
I
element.
know Ali G is a whole piss take on that. But maybe I had a sheltered life. when I was there. I don't believe that story. There was just a little bit where, how did we get him laid or something? And how is that the best night he'd ever had? Like, he went to a bar by himself to watch a rugby game and he fucked the barmaid and got one line of coke.
If that was Jason's night, that would be the best.
That'd
night
be
of
pretty
his life.
good.
That's not the best night ever. Like, that's a good night.
Yeah.
Like, it's an enjoyable night, depending on what the barmaid looked like.
The one line
Best
Coke
night-
is what makes it really suspicious.
Best
It's
night-
Like, that's a pissy night when you're like, one line? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah, yeah.
Best night ever is like the night McGlovern had in Superbad. when he hung out with the cops and
Yeah,
fucking
you gotta-
lit a cop car on fire. That's a best night.
I'll tell you a story about a night that I once had with a one night stand who wasn't the greatest looking bird in the world. I went and did a gig somewhere like Stoke. I was living in Manchester at the time.
Stoke-on-Trent.
Stoke-on-Trent, right? And I was in Stoke-on-Trent. I did the gig. Now, Stoke is a shithole, but the surrounding little towns around Stoke, which I don't even know the name of, are even worse, right? And I got drunk and I woke up in this house next to this horrible-looking person, just like, oh, fuck, not knowing where I was and knowing that she had to take me back to somewhere to get a train. Like, I'd missed my train. I was in a different city, and this girl was atrocious looking. And I'm wandering around the house trying to figure out what to do. I look out a window. She has a little old 206 Peugeot, 207 Peugeot in the driveway for about, I think, £600, right? I earned £220 at the gig that night, and I still had it in my pocket. And while she was hungover, I convinced her to sell it to me and that we were going to go out again some other time, right? And I got her to sign the paperwork off to me, and I drove home to Manchester.
You conned a girl out of her car to get a ride home. That's your best night.
No,
That's the story you're relating to this guy's best night.
I'm saying that's a bad night.
I was like, that's a good night.
Sounds like a bad morning.
No, but it's one of those ones where you get home the next day and you think, what the fuck? Like, I actually said, yeah, we're going to go out together. And I owe you a few dinners and stuff because I know I'm getting this car for cheap. This is all the money I've got. And she was like, all right, I really like you. And then I was off.
You should send her a check for like $300.
I don't know who the fuck she is. That car lasted for fucking years, though. that was my first car in Great Britain. I had that car for about 3-4 years.
I'm impressed you're able to put the fucking paperwork together. Like in the morning, you're hungover.
Yeah, 'cause
watch out for this
tried to-
motherfucker.
I
huh?
tried to sell a car. It was the hardest thing I've ever done.
That's
you just
funny,
got to
dude.
sign the little pink slip thing.
You're holding out, man.
What?
Like, you're holding out all the time.
What do you mean?
Like, with skills and craftiness. You're, like, sitting around like, oh.
So he's the opposite of you.
He slumbers around in his PJs, acts like he doesn't care about anything, and then all of a sudden he can fucking broker a car deal, like, over breakfast to
Jim
get the
could
fuck
double
out
his
of there.
money.
She never got out of bed for the car deal. It was like, you know when you like hungover and you have a phone conversation, then you wake up like an hour later going, I spoke to someone, and you have to check your phone. You go, oh, I wonder what I said to them.
Yeah.
Right? She must. I don't think she even really realized. Like, are you gonna see me again?
She probably reported her car stolen.
That car, the speedo on it stopped working. The car worked forever, and last year you couldn't tell what speed you were going because the needle just was sitting by itself, right?
That's a pretty simple fix, actually.
And so I used to, yeah, I'm sure it is, but I couldn't be asked fixing it. Right? So I used to drive past this one red light camera all the time, and I always slowed down.
To see?
I always slowed down to exactly, below the speed limit. But because I had no speed thing, I just didn't know. I just thought, geez, I'm going really slow. And it turns out I wasn't. I'd just been going extraordinarily fast before I hit it. But I thought I'd slow down after this, right? So what I'd do is every time I'd say that my mother was on holiday and she was driving my car, right? So my mother officially, if she goes into Great Britain now, she will be arrested, right? She's got like 6 or 7 speeding tickets. So her license is banned. I mean, my mum's like 300 pounds and fucking got like rheumatoid arthritis. And she's like, oh, what if I want to go to Britain? I go, well, you can't get out of the fucking couch, out of your chair. What do you think? You're going to start driving around the UK all of a sudden? You're going to start giving things up in life. Driving in the UK, over for you. Never to happen again.
Wait, was the odometer disconnected? Like, did it tick up the
Oh,
miles?
wait, you could tick up the miles. It was just there's just the needle.
There's a
that
little
just,
cable that
'Cause
connects to that.
I-
It's just like a little thing.
I don't want to talk about this. I just thought of something.
Well, we.
This is when you committed a
I'm
felony. Not too long ago.
no.
We're not going to talk about it.
You committed a felony?
I'm happy.
I'm sure these guys have committed plenty of felonies.
Eddie sold a Volvo recently, and I think it might have something to do
No,
with that.
it wasn't the
but I haven't-
Volvo.
Oh.
It wasn't the Volvo.
Did you know a guy?
Did you actually crack the glass and just turn it backwards?
Let's just say there's a thing. Nah, let's not talk about it. It's a fucking felony. It's
Only because of the corporations.
yeah, that's what. Oh, I don't want to ever talk to MSG about corporations again.
Why?
Just fucking have my head spinning. There are no such thing as corporations. There's individuals. There's no state lines or country lines or nation lines. There's no nation stain.
I like
It's
crazy
just-
people, man.
Oh
They're the
man,
best.
he's as crazy as you.
What was your first car, Jason?
My very first car was a 1981 Chevy Cavalier.
And you had that in 1977, didn't you?
Because I cut a lot of vegetables.
Cutting vegetables earlier on that day.
Mine was a Volkswagen Jetta.
Mine was
It was
a
the biggest piece of shit.
Holden Gemini, and it would have been a 82 or
Can you give us
something.
an American equivalent?
Um,
85 Honda
a
Accord.
GM, like a Astra.
Holden,
sort of
no,
thing.
Holden's Ford.
No, Ford is Ford.
Oh, Ford's Ford. You're right. Holden's
Holden's
the GM equivalent.
Yeah, Holden's a GM equivalent.
For some reason, they don't call it GM over there. And then I had my Volkswagen was like the family car. Like there were 5 kids, and we all shared
Sure.
it. And
I'm still to this day never allowed to drive my parents' car.
well, we all shared it, and it was like a $12,000 Volkswagen that was shared between 5 of us. And it was so beat up once that they took it to the dealership, and the dealer said to my dad, "I don't know what happened, but this car went down a flight of steps." And he's like, "I can't explain to you what's wrong with but he goes, I know it went down a flight of steps." So everybody accused me, all my sisters, my brother, had to be you. You drove it down a flight, and I swear to God, I never did.
I used to take jumps with my first car.
No, but I jumped
Big
it a lot.
ones.
I jumped it a lot, but I never drove it downstairs. And finally, like 15 years later, or 10 years later, when my family's in Germany, we're all on vacation together, and we're bringing up like old shit. My dad goes, "You drove that car down a flight of stairs." And I go, "I swear to God, I didn't drive it down a flight of stairs, but I did. I drove it down like almost a cliff." We were getting chased by some guy, and we got to the end of this road where it was like a dead end, and all there was like motorcycle trails. And so the kid I was driving with goes, "Fucking go, go." So we start going, and the guy's chasing us through, like with his truck through the trails. And we got to like a hill that would be like a motorcycle hill climb. And I went, "What do I do?" And he goes, "Go." And to this day, I don't know how we didn't die like rolling over it, but we went down it, and like I'm sure I broke the axle and the fucking wheels and everything. But I just put it back in the driveway and just like said my sister did it. And for like 10 years, I denied it. And I was like, I never did drive it downstairs.
That same car, the Peugeot, I played. It was me, Glenn Wool, Reese Darby, and some other comics that casually took drugs. We went and played a thing called God's Kitchen, which is like a techno outdoor festival where everyone's just on ecstasy. And they decided to have a comedy tent that just didn't work out very well. And then I had a girlfriend at the time, and I just sort of, I was taking heaps and heaps of pills at this thing out in the field. And I left my car there, and they'd given us a hotel. Everyone else was in tents. They gave us a little motel like 1 mile down the road, right? I was also drinking as well. And I thought, I'll leave the car and we'll walk a mile down. And then like I went back, and one of the other comics' cars, all the windows had been smashed in because all the scally lads who were like the fucking redneck little fucks of Britain were just smashing in people's windows. And I thought, oh, fuck, I don't want to leave my car here, So I get in my car, and I saw Reese Darby the other day, and he reminded me of this story. And I'm driving along this muddy paddock along like these fucking, they put these train track type of things down, these metal sheets down, and you're just driving along because all the rest of it's bog area on either side. And the thing is, I never drive. I never drink on drugs and everything. I'm on work permits in that country. If I got caught doing that, I would be kicked out back to Australia and everything. So I'm sitting there in the car, and then I'm like looking forward, and like 4 cars ahead of me, there's a gate to get off the farm, and there's just a cop there, and he's checking and breathalyzing each person as they go through, right? I can't get off because it's bogland on either side of the track. I'm just stuck on the track. Reese Darby walks past me off his tits, and I put my head out the window and go, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I'm getting kicked out of the country. I'm fucked. Like this. He goes, oh, you'll be all right. I get right up to the top. There's one car in front of me, and I'm just like, I'm fucked. I am honestly fucked. And so I drive my car out into the bog bit. I'm just spitting dirt. The cop's just looking at me like, what the fuck's this guy? I shoot through the gap between the fence and the other car in front of me, and I speed off down the road. This cop car chases me. I go around the corner. I turn my headlights off, and I scurry into the bushes. Not much of a funny story.
Did you get away?
No,
Yeah. Never got caught. Never got. And it's the only time I've ever drunk drive. The only time I've ever done anything really illegal in a car. But the options were get kicked out of the country.
Right. You did the right thing.
Or take my chances.
You did the fucking right thing.
I had a livelihood there. I had no career back in Australia. I had to fucking have a go.
I shouldn't talk about this now because it's a court case. But this is fine. I shouldn't talk about that.
I love that this is the one thing I do like about Facebook is that you don't ever have to have a high school reunion anymore.
Yeah.
Because people don't have them because we know what everyone's up to, and that's all you care about, what everyone's fucking up to.
What they look like.
Well, yeah, and a couple is like a guy who bullied me a little bit and is in prison now, and that feels good. You know what I mean? Most of the people are actually. I didn't have a lot of friends in school because my mother was a school teacher, and that's fucking hell. Like I think that's the worst thing my mother ever did to me was be a school teacher at my school.
Especially if she fucks with someone, then they hate you and they can take it out on you.
Well, she was also not just a school teacher; she was a feared school teacher. She was just fucking 300 pounds of.
Oh no, yeah, I remember because when I was in school, the guy that was like the son of the dick fucking mean teacher, they took it out on that guy. They put him on the outside of the pack.
Yeah, my mum was just.
Good thing my family's illiterate. Got enough problems.
Is your family illiterate?
No,
Close to it?
they're pretty crazy, dude.
I bet you they can spell
Most
cancer.
of them are missing a lot of teeth. I'll say that much.
Really?
About 'em. Yeah. My grandma got her teeth knocked out in a bar brawl. You don't remember that shit? We talked about it last year.
Was it with your grandfather's stick?
No, they're on the same side. They're not fucking fighting each other. They're fighting the rest of the bar.
Can
probably.
she take a punch, though?
She's dead, but I'm sure she could.
Like right now, if we dug her up, she could take
she
a punch.
still take a punch.
Could she fight white cells?
I hope that's a.
Jesus. I'm not going there.
I think it's T cells.
I don't know. It's
T
still funny.
cell.
When your T cell count is high.
No, the T cells in the 8s?
No, T cell count is when you have cancer. Your
Right.
T cell counts go up.
Sure.
That's how they detect it in your blood.
Capital T or small T?
I don't know.
For her, it's a small T.
I was setting you up there. See, I'm getting the assist on these.
So
My mom has cancer. It's awesome. It's some funny shit.
I'm not saying anything, though. Did you notice?
It's just, look, we'll give it some time. In time, it will be funny.
You know what? Send my mom a card.
Okay, I'm ready now.
I'm gonna put the address. I'm gonna put the address. I'm gonna put the address on the. Where are you going, Jesse? I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put the address on the Talking Shit fan page.
Jason.
Send my mom a
No,
get
no,
well
no,
card.
Jason, this is a bad idea.
Don't put the address
No,
on the Talking
do
Shit
not.
webpage. Just send it to the hospital. I hear it's a pretty aggressive cancer. She should be there by now.
Jason, you do not want our fans sending your
Yeah,
mom.
no, there's nice ones out there.
Yeah, but with every nice one, there's 3 evil ones.
Yeah, actually, I feel bad now because they are going to be evil. I feel bad.
No,
now.
they won't be evil.
Why
No.
don't you have...
Tell them to be nice, Jim.
Be
Listen
nice.
to
Don't
you.
say nice. Don't say nice.
Say
Twitters.
nice things to my mom.
Yeah.
Don't
say
say
nice
nice
things.
Say nice
nice
things
things.
about Jason's
Seriously,
mother.
I think it'd be a really good thing for her if like the fans sent her cards and shit and like said, get well.
Who
Mrs. Howard.
here thinks this is a good idea?
Yeah.
I trust them.
Who here? Does
I
anybody,
believe in them.
Does anybody think this is a good idea?
Yeah.
No one thinks this is a good idea, Jason.
I went to go hide the knife, and Eddie already hid it.
Where?
Jason,
There's
everyone...
a fork with a cork in there,
Yeah.
though.
Jason, everyone in this
Jason's
room...
mum took it to cut it out.
Everyone in this room...
How was the last cyst they cut out of her?
Wait, everyone in this room thinks it's a bad idea to send cards to your mom. Do you still think it's a good idea?
I don't know. I thought there'd be people out there
But
that
do you
care.
still think it's a good idea?
Hey, you know what's bad about your mum having cancer is that Devlin will try to fuck her.
That's gotta be an edit. That's out. You will get shot. There's trees in your neighborhood. He's gonna put a tree stand in one of those fucking trees and shoot you.
Have you been up to see Jim's house yet?
Yeah, I went up there last week.
Yeah, we did. We wandered around.
Jim's girl would have been great in the camps, like in the South Pacific Theater for the
In the
forced
camps?
march. You know, like 40,000. Well, how many? Like, what? Go ahead,
Talking about
Shapiro.
camps and, you know, I mean,
No, I mean she made us exercise twice while we were up there.
Oh, she's a healthy girl.
Yeah,
I hear you're gonna move the Talking Shit studio up there.
I'm not doing anything.
I heard you were buying the supplies to build the studio.
No, I told him that if he
I
wants
tell
to,
you what, though.
that wasn't for that. That wasn't for that at all.
We should do some podcasts there because I got a bar and
I
a
would
wall with 4 pinball machines.
I would like it if we do
Visually, it's
every
gonna look
podcast
awesome.
up there.
But with both Jim and his girl, they both do voiceover. Where I said you should build a ISO booth in
Yeah,
here.
this is his idea. I've never had a voiceover job. I've never.
You did one for Machete.
Yeah,
That's the beginning.
Yeah, I've never done a paid one or anything that I would want to put on my resume. Sorry, Machete.
Can we do the podcast there all the time?
Sure. Once I got
It's
furniture.
pretty fucking amazing crib, dude.
Then let's do it there all the time.
He's got like an outdoor patio area with real grass, another
I got
outdoor
a-
area with fake
I got
grass.
a TV at the end of my bath.
And wait, here's my biggest question:
Yeah, he's got a TV built into
how's
his...
Jason gonna get there every week?
I'm not worried about him getting there. It's him leaving.
I'm not leaving. There's so many bathrooms. You won't even find me.
There's 4 bathrooms.
You won't even know I'm there.
It won't be ready for a couple of months because I've got a few things I need to fix on it. But it'll be good.
I'm gonna go. He's gonna pay me to go break a swing set in the backyard up into pieces.
I think a charity's going to come and pick that up now. There's
think we
a
should use
kids
it as
jungle. There's a
firewood.
kids jungle gym, which I don't really want to use. It's got a slide and everything. It just makes me look like without a child. Just me going, in case kids come over.
Bait.
There's a few things in it like that. There's a cupboard they've left in because they can't be asked to fucking remove the thing, and
Are they gonna leave the badminton net behind?
There's a badminton net.
I met a dude Friday night at my show who was like a badminton professional, and I was like, "There's a fucking sport, like a real."
No, they play in the Olympics.
And he's Asian, but because you have to be to play any kind of racket sport. But he was like a big dude, like he was bigger than Jason, like 230 or something.
Badminton's tennis for people who can't run.
Yeah, the what is it called? A flight? Is it called a flight? The little thing?
No, it's shuttlecock.
Shuttlecock. If it
call it a
drifts,
flight?
it doesn't come down really fast.
What do you call it a flight for?
Maybe it's a flight of shuttlecocks and a pace of asses.
You're
you
giving
know?
me
yeah, it's
cancer
like
now.
a flock of shuttlecocks because sometimes they fly
A
together.
flight of shuttlecocks. Could be how they're grouped in flights. I don't know.
Yeah, you do know when you're wrong.
Theo Vaughn's in the room right now.
Well, he's on the next episode,
He's on
so
the
why
next
don't you preview
episode.
the next episode?
Theo's gonna be here on Thursday.
Yeah, I think we've done enough on this one.
Has it been all right? I don't know if it's been very good though.
Yeah, well.
You made fun of cancer and my mom. That's
Yeah,
pretty funny.
that's the bit that everyone likes.
Do you want to give out the address?
Nah, I don't know it.
I
I don't know their address, dude.
we'll call Devlin. We'll get it off him. He's already stalking the place.
He's outside in a tree stand with a condom
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Oh,
Farside will be
God.
video chatting with her in no time.
Yeah, the next thing it's just going to be Devlin and your mum doing the Jason hour. No, that's Devlin hour.
Farside's
got
gonna
the
teach
same
her how to
name.
video chat.
Find out if Farside is talking to her on Skype though.
Yeah, you Skype with my mom. We're gonna have words.
Have
I
you
know what
have
you
you
do.
Skyped his mum? No, yeah, because cancer girl.
How's your fat broken ankle?
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, it's
Didn't
not
you
broken.
didn't you have phone sex with cancer girl? Like Skype
Yeah.
sex?
Yeah.
Did you see the tumor or anything? Did anything like?
No, there's no massive tumor. or
No,
anything
but
like
is
that.
there any like is she bald or anything cool like that?
No,
What ki-
she's
what
very
ki-
hairy. It
What
was
kind of cancer does she
uncomfortable.
have?
I don't know, man. I don't remember.
The imaginary
One,
kind.
yeah.
Cancer in her body.
But your mom does have it.
My mom's got a tumor in her colon.
Jason's mum's so small that she looks like she's pregnant now. That's how big the cancer is.
I hope to God your mom doesn't have cancer for two reasons. One, because I don't want her to have cancer, and two, because I want to give you shit for when she doesn't have it.
No, look.
I'd be glad. I'd
look,
gladly take that.
Look,
shit.
it's
His mom doesn't have
sad. I
cancer.
don't want your mother to have cancer, but you got to think, cha-ching. You know, you'll have $10 inheritance, and then that'll be a good week.
The other one's still alive.
The other
They
one.
both gotta die to get that $10.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do we have anything to plug?
Remember to tune into the Devlin Hour
Yeah,
whenever it releases
Devlin
in the
Hour.
future.
just keep typing it into your computer until it happens.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. Come see Jim and I at the April Foolishness. I know. You can't.
Canyon Club. I want the Canyon Club. I don't know where that is. It's no, but where is that?
It's in Agora
Aruga
Hills.
Hills. Where's that?
It's out.
Did you just say April cyst?
Not everything's about you and your mother.
Where is the
Jason.
Canyon Club?
I think it's out off of the 101 out in the valley. If you just take the one, it's like
It's Agora
Ventura.
Hills.
I'll be doing.
It's where Brian McCarthy used to live.
I'll
there.
be doing Joe Rogan's podcast that day as well, which I think he brings out that day. So, if you wanna-
Yeah. So also we'll do the plug. Let's just fucking end it. All right. Thanks for listening.